If you clicked on this video, I'm assuming your curls are on a little vacation. So I'm going to show you how you can revive your curls, and I'll give you 5 proven fixes for your heat damage. Now, if you don't have curly hair, this video will still help you. I have curly hair. This is what my hair looks like. But even if you have straight hair, you can still have heat damage. It's just a little bit more difficult to detect, but these tips will still work for you. How would you know if it's heat damaged? Well, one of the easiest signs is your hair usually looks very thin. Like the heat damaged areas of your hair look thinner than the rest of your hair. Your hair feels very frizzy and almost coarse, not in the way that it usually does. And so no matter how much product you use on your hair and how much you straighten it, it just feels like all of a sudden your straightened hair or blow dried hair just doesn't really look the same anymore. That could also be a form of heat damage. So how can you fix this heat damage? A lot of people will tell you that it is completely unfixable and you should immediately cut your hair. No, hold your horses. Let's get into the tips. If you don't know me, my name is Angelica, and my passion is to help you grow healthy, thick, full hair, also longer if that's what you're into. And I also post lifestyle videos, and I'm getting into a little bit more beauty vlogs, and I post a bunch of shorts. So if that seems interesting to you, consider subscribing. The subscription button is somewhere down here. Also hit the bell so you get notifications every single time I post. And let's get into the first proven fix for your heat damage. So the first fix is to use a clarifying shampoo. I don't see this tip being given enough. Now, after using a very high heat flat iron, like a titanium based one, like the Babyliss Pro, that is my absolute favorite, in conjunction with frizz fighting products like Color Wow and other silicone products like oils like the Amika Heat Protectant and like Kerastase oils, this can kind of make a coat on your hair which helps it stay less frizzy. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, it can also make your hair resist to getting back to its natural curls, okay? This can be a benefit if you wear your hair straight more often, but if you want to wear your hair curly or get back to your curls, this can hinder your progress a little bit. And it's not damaging your hair, it's just created a little bit of a film on your hair. And if you use a regular sulfate-free shampoo, it may not get all of the product off and it may still sit on your hair. So after you've washed your hair and you've done the first wash, you might be like, oh my God, some of my curls are damaged, they're not forming in the way they are before. Use a clarifying or a detox shampoo so it can strip all the heat frizz fighting products off of your hair so that your curls can have an easier time bouncing back, and it will actually make a major difference. When you get rid of as much product, you allow your hair to form better and allow the cuticle to accept more products like hydration and moisture. The second thing you can do to fix your heat damage and revive those curls and that healthy hair is to deep condition regularly. Now, yes, regularly is important because I see a lot of people that panic the first time after they wash their hair, after having their hair in like a super silky, straight, high heat silk press that they've been wearing for 5 weeks. And when their hair doesn't bounce back on the first wash, they panic. But the issue is sometimes, especially if you kept your hair out for a long time, it has been prone to dryness, it has been laying in that way for a really long time. There's been a lot of heat added to it. So your curls might not all bounce back at the first wash. That's why the clarifying shampoo is important, to keep making sure that your hair is very nice and clean, and then going in and deep conditioning with a really deep conditioning treatment that is hydrating, that is amazing for the hair, and that gives you results quickly. The deep conditioner I would highly recommend is the Amika Soul Food Nourishing Mask, because so far it has worked for every single person I have recommended it to, including me. I've been using it for maybe 4 or 5 years now, and to be honest, the first time I used it, I instantly knew it would be my favorite deep conditioner. Until this day, no other deep conditioner can surpass it. Not a cheaper one, not a more expensive one. It is just the one, and I highly suggest it. But if for some reason it doesn't work for you, just find a deep conditioner that makes your hair feel instantly soft and hydrated and easy to manage and comb through. And that's what you want to do. And you want to deep condition your hair with this kind of a deep conditioner every single week, and you will slowly start to see your curls bounce back. Now, the third thing you can do to get your curls back and fix your heat damage is use bond building treatments, and you have to use them correctly. I can't tell you how to use every single bond building treatment because I haven't used all of them, and they are quite tricky. They're basically made like professional products, and the best way to use them is to read the directions on the specific packaging of the product that you've used and use it exactly how they direct you to use it. You can't use Olaplex number 3, Apres, and K18 the exact same way because they all sort of work in different ways and you should follow how they are advised. I personally love K18, and the best way to use K18 is on squeaky clean hair without conditioner or anything. It is left in as a leave-in product. You can add more products over it. You can even rinse it out, but for such an expensive product, I prefer not to because it is meant to be a leave-in product. So what I usually do is I deep condition my hair, even if it is not as effective. I deep condition my hair before shampooing. Then I shampoo my hair with a clarifying shampoo, make sure that my hair is squeaky clean and nice and soft, ready to receive products, and that my cuticles are open. Then I go ahead and use my K18. I let that sit in my hair for about 4 minutes, which is the recommended time. Then I go ahead and add whatever other leave-in products I want to layer on top of it. I leave that in my hair and I let it do its job. I go ahead and add my leave-in products and I proceed with my wash day. If you put conditioner on your hair, you've already basically filled your hair with another product, and if you add K18, it's just going to sit on top. Bond building treatments actually make a massive difference. And the reason why I think they're not like as popular as other products is, one, because they're very expensive in general, but two, not everyone needs a bond building treatment. If you rarely straighten your hair, you don't really have any heat damage, you don't have any damaged hair, your hair is perfectly fine, it's probably a product that you don't really need unless you want to use it as a preventative measure. But if you do straighten your hair and you get a little heat damage, these products can make a massive difference. You can see results from the first use, but maybe 4 to 5 uses would be ideal to see if it's actually helping the issue. So give it some time to do its job. Don't just abandon it if your curls don't bounce back after the one use. Tip 4 is one I implemented maybe only in the past 2 years of my hair journey, and it has made a massive difference. But to be honest, I think that it also really matters on what specific product you use, and this is using a liquid leave-in. I have tried so many liquid leave-ins over the years, but not an extreme amount, simply because every single time I used the liquid leave-in conditioner, it would make my hair feel super dry and brittle and just terrible. I hated liquid leave-in conditioners until I met Purology. The Purology liquid leave-in is the best one I have ever found, but ones that work very similarly as or just as well or differently but with a similar benefit are the Hydro Rush Leave-In Conditioner by Amika, and more recently I've tried the L'Oreal 21 Benefit something. I found that the L'Oreal leave-in is a very good alternative to the Purology. It works in a very similar way. Now, the reason why liquid leave-ins make a massive difference are because liquid leave-ins actually hydrate the hair from the inside of the shaft outwards. And you might be wondering, well, what's the difference between the liquid and a cream? Well, the liquid is a much lighter weight, so it can penetrate the hair shaft better and actually reach the core of your hair. Because it's liquid, the molecules are smaller, so they can go deeper into the hair shaft versus creams. And I'm not saying you shouldn't use creams because I use creams as well. However, the addition of a liquid leave-in made a massive difference when it came to the hydration. My hair stays hydrated and it doesn't get dry basically until my next wash day. Even though I still do like a midweek re-moisturize, I moisturize my hair with a leave-in cream during the week. But on that wash day, while your hair is still like really wet, when you've just got out all the excess water, go in with a liquid leave-in and it will make a massive difference. That will also help keep your curls because your hair needs hydration to kind of force those curls to bounce back after all that heat. Now, speaking of heat, if you want your hair to revert, you're going to have to minimize the amount of heat you use. Now, I know this sounds like counterintuitive. I thought you were teaching me how to treat my heat damage. Now you're saying I shouldn't use heat. I'm just saying reduce the amount. I would say the maximum amount of heat you should be using is using heat once a week, which is like whether it's a blow dry, straightening your hair, curling it with a Dyson. Even though a Dyson Airwrap is less damaging, it still is a heat tool. Don't heat your hair. Don't use heat every single day. Even if you wear your hair straight all the time, every day, every 2 days, that is too much. Try to go for like every other week, maybe even once a month. Using less heat will also minimize the damage, because your hair, every time you straighten your hair, you're breaking down the bonds of your hair while it is wet for it to stay straight. The more you straighten your hair, the more prone you are to heat damage. So, not saying stop, just find a way to stretch your style so you don't have to use the heat all the time. Also, whenever you're heat styling, use heat protectant every single time. And if you use heat in more than one stage, direct heat like a blow dryer or a flat iron, I suggest you use a heat protectant in both stages. So what I suggest is, in the blow dry stage, you might want to use something that is more watery, like the Color Wow type of consistency. And then when you want to go to the straightening stage, you want to use something that might be a little bit more silicone-y, like the Amica Heat Defense, and you get like a double protection for your hair. Also, I've noticed that a lot of people do this certain thing with their hair where they notice a little bit of heat damage and they think, well, my hair is already heat damaged, so I might as well go all out and just damage my hair even more and use higher heat and stop using heat protectant. The thing is, even if you have a little bit of heat damage, preventing yourself from getting more will make your hair look healthier, it will make it look better, and you will learn how to get less heat damage in the future. Now, in this takes us to the bonus tip, which is protective styling. Protective styling is a great way to give your hair a break. If you feel like maybe you've got a little bit of heat damage and you just want your hair to have a little break, you may want to put your hair in some kind of braids or twists, not using additional hair, and make sure that you're still washing your hair and deep conditioning and moisturizing your hair while it's in the protective style, to allow your hair to have a little break, for the curls to start forming and bouncing back, and then after your hair has had a break, you can go back and do your regular heat styling routine. But just give your hair a break and it actually might help a lot. Now remember, patience is key. You want to be patient and give your curls time to come back to health, for those bond building treatments to work. So I would say give your hair a good 3 to 4 months. And in 3 to 4 months, if you notice that your hair is still severely damaged, it's pinned straight, it doesn't look like anything's happened, then you can get to the point where you're like, okay, this is actually severe heat damage, there's no way to treat it. Then you can go ahead and cut the heat damage off, and then use all these tips that I've given you to make sure that you don't get any heat damage again in the future. If you'd like to see how I heat style my hair without getting any heat damage, you can watch this video right here. Hit my face to subscribe if you didn't in the beginning, and let me know what your favorite tip was, or what a tip is that I didn't mention in the comment section below. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!